Ride Companion number 4. This is going to be after the last one, I can't believe we're doing it again. I don't know what I'm going to even talk about. I don't do well on my own. I need Davi back, dude. I need him back. He's here!
I was going to see how long I could wait, but I was starting to struggle.
You're struggling even to watch me. You're struggling that hard last week.
Yeah.
When you got the recording through, like, jeez.
Yeah, I couldn't, man. Well done.
Good
Thank
to
you
have
for holding
you
down
back.
the fort, man. I appreciate you doing that. It's so kind.
Good to have
I'd
you
like
back.
to express to everyone out there that it was 100% your idea to do that, which was really cool. It was like, I was thinking about it. I'm like, do I message you and be like, dude, you should do one on your own? And I thought, nah, I'm not. It's putting a little bit of pressure on you. And then you were like, I could just do it on my own. I was like, oh, thank God you said it.
Oh, really, that's so funny. There you go. How are you, dude?
Mate, I'm okay. I'm all right, thank you. Yeah, I'm good. Having up days and down days, and today, unfortunately, is a down day. I'm in a little bit of pain today, I'm afraid. So I think actually, from just something really silly this morning, I literally was in bed and I turned just to grab a bottle of water.
Yeah.
And like, the rest of the day feels like it's just going to be a struggle. So struggling to catch my breath at the moment, but hopefully with just sitting here quietly and still, and I'll get it. But yeah, just dude, this is a painful one. I'll be honest with you. This one kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Not to be Debbie Downer from the start, but yeah, this is a rough one, dude. This is easily the gnarliest injury for a long time.
It sounds it.
But I've got grapes, so you know.
You got grapes, dude.
I'm healing up.
That's good. And I'll tell you what, your voice sounds really makes your voice real smooth because you're not accentuating any of your words like normal. There's no aggression in your speaking. I quite like it actually.
Yeah, there's no aggression here at all, man. It's just all chill at the moment. I couldn't shout if I had to.
Yeah, there you go.
No, it's chill. I'm just trying to get better, man. That's the main focus at the minute.
Too right.
But
so
it's
how long
really
is it
nice.
since?
It's 2 weeks. It's only 2 weeks since I had a little accident. It was 2 weeks yesterday. So I guess technically it's 15 days today, which is still in the grand scheme of I think how long it's going to take to get over this. It's just a blip in the ocean, unfortunately.
Really, you reckon? Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a long one, dude. To be honest with you, I think it's going to be a long, horrible road. This. So.
Really? For what? Do you know what? I think you should start at the beginning, unfortunately, because I'm actually we've not had this conversation. I'm actually super interested in what kind of happened. I only know bits and bobs that you've kind of.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Happy to, man, and also just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's reached out because. I mean, again, it's always mind-blowing no matter what we do, whether it's been Freedom Ride or anything that really happens with me personally. It's always really overwhelming to get like so much positivity back sent to you, and like, you know, and I it's definitely choked me up a few times when I was in hospital, and I put a little message out like saying, look, I'm going to be off for a little bit, and the amount of messages and like goodwill messages and people offering to do stuff, and honestly, man, it's mind-blowing. And
people are very kind, aren't they?
People are very kind. So yeah, I want to make sure I say a massive thank you to everyone because it does make a difference, as you'll know. Like I remember you saying a while ago when you were injured and you were laid on the sofa, like it's so nice just to hear from people, to get like maybe they've had something similar or some sort of perspective sometimes, right? So
yeah, absolutely,
it's super helpful. So massive thank you to everyone who's sent a message and stuff. It's super kind, and it's definitely helped. So yeah, a couple of Sundays ago, basically, Emma and I were going to a party in the afternoon. So I thought, well, I'll just nip out for a steady bike ride in the morning, just on my own, just to literally stretch my legs. I just wanted to make sure I'd done something on that Sunday. So I thought, well, I'll grab the e-bike and just go for, you know, how it is with the e-bike, like go for a power hour, but just try and get like quite far away and obviously come home. Because to ride into the Peak District for me is like a 30-minute ride. on the e-bike, it obviously cuts that down to like 20, so or less, whatever. So I just headed out, super chill, had some music on, like literally was just stretching my legs and just trying to. It was a really beautiful day as well, really nice morning. So headed out, went to my normal swimming spot. So took a little dip. It was just like the perfect Sunday morning, really, man. It was going really nice. Bumped into some people out riding who were fans of the podcast and had a bit of a chat with them. Like, it was really, really cool. I then rode quite a technical bit of trail that we've got up here, which a lot of people will know if they live in Sheffield, on Blackamoor, and it's called the Teat. So we've got the Teat, and it runs down the side of like a stone wall, which is arguably one of like the gnarliest trails, I guess, locally. And I thought, well, I'm on my own, I'll just chill, I'll just go down it really steady. So I did that, obviously got to the bottom, blah, 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 blah. And then there's like a little bit of trail which links two bits of woods up on the way back home. And dude, it is like, there is nothing challenging in this woods at all. It's literally just a little bit of single track. It pretty much doesn't even go downhill as such. It just goes across some woodland across the top. There's a little bit of undulation, I guess, but there's nothing crazy. And I was riding along there on the ebe, so I guess, I wasn't pedaling above the battery or anything silly like that. I was just tootling along, probably just in eco. And so this is where things get a little bit funky, because I can't quite remember a lot of this, but I vaguely remember I hit a tree. And again, I don't know exactly where I was in the woods and exactly what tree it is yet until I go and try and find it. But I vaguely remember hitting a tree with so I've hit it on the left. So and they're not too bad now. You can't really tell if you're on audio, but my knuckles are really dusted up and stuff. And then I've cracked my helmet on the left-hand side, and I had like a cut underneath my chin. So I must have hit a tree pretty hard, but again, can't have been going that fast because it was flat. So I vaguely remember hitting a tree, and then the next thing I know, I woke up and I'd convinced myself I was in a bike race. So I was like looking around for people, like on the floor, looking around for people. I was like, oh shit, this is really, really bad. This is not good. And my helmet had actually come off as well. So I remember I grabbed my helmet and I put my helmet underneath my head. I was like, I've just got to lay here and just like get my breath. Couldn't breathe at all. I was literally just going like, just like trying to get a little bit of air. Like when you've been deeply winded, it felt like that basically. I don't know how long I was laid there for, if I'm honest. Like, it could have been quite a while, I think, because I kept going in and out of blacking out.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
In what way?
Think I
just through like almost no air into.
Yeah, no air, and also I just kept. You've had that feeling when you're fainting and you feel everything just go like everything just sucks in like woo, like a time warp.
Right.
Like that kept happening, and just be like woo, and I'd be like, oh, I'm gone again, and then come back round, and I was like, right, okay, I'm on my own, I'm in the woods. This is basically a little bit of trail that only bikers really ever use. It's like I said, a little bit of a link-up trail, so there's no one around. And then I remember being like, right, I need to get back on my bike. I need to get out of here fast. So I managed to stand up, get on the bike, and then I don't know how far I rode. It can't have been very far, but then I bumped into a lady coming the other way up the track. And I vaguely remember again saying to her, I was like, can you stand with me? I'm going to pass out. I've had a crash. And then apparently we've spoken to her. Emma's spoken to her actually to say thank you and stuff. But apparently then I just like passed out again. And then came back round and I was like, oh.
Yeah, how mad is that? So that's literally just through not enough oxygen.
I think it must be, yeah.
Well, not enough oxygenated blood going to your
But also
brain,
I think I hit my head pretty damn hard by the looks of things as well, because my helmet's pretty much cracked. Well, my helmet's done a great job. Like, massive shout out to Fox. You can tell it's worked perfectly. It's just it's cracked, which means it's dispersed all of the impact and stuff. So that's obviously done a really good job. Hang on. And then,
dude, imagine you pass out on the fucking show. He's just trying to podcast that hard. He passed out 3 times on the last show. Yeah,
we got through it. So anyway, I bumped into this lady, thank God. She called the ambulance. And then I also had a friend who I was literally riding to his house just to call past and say hello on Sunday morning. So he lives like 5 minutes walk away from where I was. So he managed. I told her. I think I must have told her to like call my friend Jordan. Jordan all of a sudden was there. I don't know how much time elapsed or whatever, but Jordan was there. And then apparently it took an hour for the air ambulance to get to me. But again, like to me, it's 10 seconds. It feels like it happened, instantly. Yeah. And then air ambulance landed. And then next thing I know, I'm in hospital. So laid there and went into some weird shock for a little while, like giving it the old shakes and stuff. And it's pretty scary, man. Like,
went up in the heli, bro.
Yeah, I got in the heli again. So I mean, obviously, Q jokes about going in helicopters, but like I was in one about 3 years ago, I guess, as well. But it seems so strange, man, because I haven't crashed a bike for like all my family are like, oh, he's so accident prone, he's always this, that, and the other. It's like they're just two very unfortunate events, I think.
Yeah.
Like the first one in Loch Ness was just a sheer accident, really. A little bit of dumb luck.
Yeah.
And then this one could have easily just been just hit a tree and I've ridden home. I've just got some dusted up knuckles.
Yeah.
It's like fair enough if you're riding some gnarly trail or hardline or something like that, and you take a whack and you get some of these injuries.
When it happens that quickly is when it's not just like big stuff means big crashes. It can often be like it happens so quickly you can't react or do anything. I kind of think.
Yeah.
So
true. Yeah, you're right. So ended up in hospital. And got some pretty good injuries. I've wrote them down, actually.
Nice.
So Emma, my girlfriend, was researching what they actually mean, because got quite, like I say, I mean,
micro penis, the first one.
Yeah, that's on here.
No laughter is too weird, dude. Just no retaliation or laughter. It's just it's going to become like not the ride companion, the ride bully. Just me being horrible to you and you not fighting back, laughing or.
Just tuning out.
Exactly. Yeah,
just sat here in body, but not really in spirit. So I ended up with. So here's my primary diagnosis: moderate right hemoneurothorax, and then she's translated that into basically that means that's a combination of two medical conditions: a neurothorax, which is a collapsed lung, and a hemothorax, which basically means there's blood in some places where it's collapsed.
Yeah.
Apparently it's really rare that this happens unless you've been shot.
Oh, really?
Apparently it's only 5% of lung injuries will have both those at the same time, so that's great, isn't it?
So that's from a rib puncturing it.
Yeah. And then I've got a small traumatic
Dude, I want to make so many dick jokes. It pains me.
You can go for it. Feel free.
No, I can't. Also, by the way, you laugh like Michael Jackson. Now.
What now?
Yeah, when you laughed a minute ago, I was like, "Fuck, he's laughing like Michael Jackson."
Dude, please.
This is so unfair, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not good. I bet for people listening, it's just like this is brutal. I've got a small traumatic small traumatic something. Anyway, it starts with a P. It's not a penis.
Yeah,
it's something. So that basically means I've got multiple lung contusions and blood and bruising.
Got you. So is that in the front? So the rib breaks.
Yeah. So then I've got right side rib fractures, 4 through to 10. And then the problem I've mainly got is 4, 6, and 8 are all displaced.
Right.
So they've cracked and they've gone overlapping each other and stuff. And then the major issue I've been having, what's causing the most pain, is that those 4 or 3 ribs sit underneath my shoulder blade, which is obviously bruised and beaten up. So
that's round the back on your right hand side.
Yeah, they're all in the back. All of them have done in the back.
I mean, that's not something I'd even think of. Rib damage around the back. Yeah, you pull out under the shoulder blade.
It's so weird because I remember when I came round the first time, my bike was in front of me.
Yeah.
Sorry, phone call. My dad coming through. So my bike was in front of me, which is really strange because I assumed that I'd have barrel rolled and ragdolled over it, and that's probably what's broken some ribs as I've hit the bars or the frame or something like that. But the bike was way out in front of me. So honestly, I've absolutely no idea how I've done it. It will have been less than 10 mile an hour, and now I'm out for ages because of it.
Annoying, isn't it? Just luck of the draw.
Yeah,
it makes you wonder, doesn't it? I wonder if you can't remember all of it, maybe you got charged by a stag or something.
Mate, it's the only thing. It's got to be, I think, either been shot, charged by a stag.
You were shot and charged by a... Maybe there was a hunt going through there.
A gun-toting stag, I think. Yeah, dude, it's gone down hard though, man. I mean, yeah, it sucks, to be honest.
So then that's all right-hand side, round the back, 6 ribs.
Yep.
Got you.
Yep. And then 2 at the front.
And then 2 at the front. Same on right-hand side?
Yeah, all on the right side.
So it's the whole right-hand side of your body is just...
fucked.
Bugger.
Basically, yeah. It sucks, man. And so then I was in hospital for 3 days, which was a crazy experience. It's God bless the NHS, but it was rough. I'll be honest, it was really rough. It was I don't know if they're understaffed or what's going on, but I was just left for honestly, it felt like I was just left alone for 3 days, to the point where they didn't even offer to change my clothes or bath or anything. I just sat there and covered in mud in riding shorts.
That's the
for
worst
3 days.
part of it, isn't it? Because when you go in, not that you can plan for anything, but that, I've always had that as well. You still have the mud on your arms and stuff. And you're there for a fucking week, Yeah,
exactly. So, and I don't know, it's just a weird experience being in there. I think because I'd had issues with my lungs as well. I was on the cardio ward. Yeah. So it was people that had heart attacks and stuff. So it was a very humbling experience. You're there, I was chatting to the guy in the bed opposite me, who just had he had triple heart bypass.
Yeah.
And I was just like, dude, I've got nothing to complain about. I was out enjoying doing something I do, and I've just took one for the team.
Yeah.
He's pretty much said he went into into the surgery not knowing if he'd come out, and it was fuck, this is a reality check. Yeah, for sure.
Wasn't Brian, was it?
It weren't Brian. No, it was Ron. Bless him. Ron was nice, man. Ron was an old boy who was having some really adverse reactions to his medicine because he was a little bit confused, and at night he'd start screaming stuff, and at one point he shouted, "Pauline Quirk, birds of a feather." And I started laughing so hard, but I was I couldn't laugh, and he was just going, "Birds of a feather, Pauline Quirk," and I was
oh man,
funny. Bless him. But yeah, sorry to be all doom and gloom, man.
Not at all, dude. You're out now. You're amongst it.
Yeah, spent 3.5 days in hospital, and this is one thing that is always a bit of an eye opener, isn't it? Is that I've definitely been guilty of this in the past, that when, friends and stuff get injured and they come out of hospital, you just oh, they're out now, all good. It's couldn't be further from the truth most of the time, right? I remember the doctor saying to me, oh, you're going to have to stay in hospital until you can walk and until you can cough. And I couldn't walk and I couldn't cough. So they let me go home, and I was just even in the car on the way home, I was this is way too soon. I can't even breathe. I'm literally fighting for breath driving home. Not driving, I was being driven, obviously. And then it has been a bit of a battle being at home, to be honest, because you're not set up for it, are you? You don't expect this to happen. So even getting comfortable at night, having to go upstairs,
place in it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, being in one room for a week, just only managing to get to the bathroom. So big shout out to Emma. Girlfriend's been holding it down. It's been feeling like I'm on a all-inclusive holiday at the moment, to be honest. It's 3 meals a day, washed, bathed, managing to wipe my own ass though, which is good. So good. I've got some pride. I wasn't going to let her do that, so
no, you can't.
Yeah, so that's it, man. Really, that's where we're at the moment. Like I say, the thing is with the ribs is it takes a long time for them to heal. Have you done ribs before?
Yeah.
It takes a long time for them to heal because they're always moving.
Yeah, so The fact that they're all displaced is what means it's going to take longer for you, huh?
Yeah. They're all displaced. So the doctor was basically saying that it's going to be at least 6 weeks until they even start thinking about healing. When you break a leg or a wrist or anything else, you cast it, put it in place, and it instantly almost starts to heal. But obviously with something that's constantly moving...
Is that so? 6 weeks before it even starts?
Before it even starts to heal, he reckons. Yeah, and mate, I have been pretty guilty of pushing it a little bit already. You know, I'm pretty restless. Like, I'm like, right now, I can get out, I can do, and it's like it's a massive reality check. Like, I tried walking just on the road the other day. I went out the front door for the first time and like, right, I'll just walk along the road. Honestly, massive reality check. Because I was like, I'll be all right. Like, I can walk a little bit. No. It was like carrying a bag of spanners over my back that were all just jumbling around in a big bag. And it was horrible, man. I feel everything just moving around in your back, crunching, moving around. Like, even the front, like the two that are out at the front were like sticking in me. Oh, man.
Yeah, I think that's the difference with doing... Because like I've done, you know, like 2 at most at a time. And obviously the rest of your ribs they're spreading the load. So how you've done it with that many out, I guess it's just like, it's
painful. I think
moving a lot
and
more.
Also what I'm going to have to deal with, oh God, I've got the violin out big time here, but the actual damage to the lungs, like, pretty bad. So even that on its own, he reckons would be like 2 months for that to heal properly.
Yeah.
Because even now I can't get a breath. Like, I'm still struggling. It's 2 weeks, man, and I'm still like trying to have to really think about breathing. So
that's one of those like slow ones, isn't it? Yeah, slow burners.
It's going to take a while to get that back, blown back up and pumping back to its usual.
Hell yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's been a weird 2 weeks. Feels like it's gone really quick. It's been a big one. It hasn't. It has been a big one, man. You'll trying to use my time wisely.
Dude. Yeah, I think the hardest thing to ever imagine. I always bang on about the same things, but when you hurt yourself, you can never really imagine it ever getting better, and it does. And one of the worst tricks, one of the worst things about the human mind is that you almost I don't remember how bad it is being injured. And I've been injured so many times. So you only remember, you just get injured, feel really bad for yourself, feel like it's never going to get better. And then when you are better, you don't remember how shit it was. You kind of just take it for granted almost. You take your health for granted, 100%. And,
yeah.
And I know it's hard to imagine taking that big, deep breath of cold air at the minute, but you 100% will. And then when you do, you won't remember this bit. You'll remember it kind of vaguely, like it was annoying and painful, but I don't know. I just think,
you're right.
I think
you are right, man. You are right.
I think
if you did remember every little injury and how bad it was, you wouldn't do anything ever again, would you?
No.
And again, for me, like, what's weird is it's not like I'm ever gonna lose any confidence of riding. It's not like I've ran out of talent or anything. Like, it was literally just a silly thing. Like, I don't even remember it anyway. So
it was a
again, fair enough.
Gun-toting stag, dude.
Exactly, gun-toting stag. So. I feel like fair enough if you were doing something silly that maybe was like out of a comfort zone, jump or some bit of a trail that you're like, I shouldn't really ride this, but like, it's nothing. It's
a probability job.
Get me back on a bike as soon as I can. Like, I'm ready to go. So,
stoked to have you back on the podcast, mate, because I tell you what, last week it was tough. I think
you did a great job.
No, I'm not sure I did, dude, but it's good to have you back.
Even if it's not full of breath.
Even if you've got slightly like Michael Jackson voice at the moment, it's good.
So what was that experience like though? I mean, we talked about it a little bit before, but it was kind of your idea, and I know you got to hold down the fort a little bit now. You're more than a co-host. You are 50% of Ride Companion, so
fucking more than a co-host.
Yeah.
I'm sort of exactly a co-host.
No, not now. Not now. You've gone solo.
Yeah,
mate.
It was great.
You're way up there.
Well, I literally just what I did was I pressed record, and then I did ADHD for sort of an hour, and then That's it. I mean, it doesn't stop there, dude. It carries on for the rest of the day, but I just don't have it recording. And I don't say things out loud. But I'm glad I somehow managed to meander through it without maybe offending too many people, hopefully.
Mate, I think you nailed it. I think it was great.
Fingers
really
crossed.
Nice positive feedback. So if anyone hasn't listened to that yet, then do yourself a favour.
Don't do it.
And
Fucking
go
don't listen to
Olly
him.
for an
Don't
hour.
listen to him. He's on painkillers. Don't listen to the
Might
bloke.
Ride XL. Funny.
Yeah, so
What else have you been up to, man? I want to know as well, like, you've talked about my injuries enough. Like, how's the ankle going? I've seen you riding a little bit more.
Yeah, back riding it's all good.
Is it?
It's all good.
Is it? As a percentage,
Shit,
how good is it? Do you think there'll be a point where we look back and be like, oh, we're doing this podcast, and we're like, remember when we used to ride bikes? Like, it was really good, wasn't it?
Probably, yeah.
Now we're just media people.
Oh, don't. I do love being back on a bike. That's for sure. So even if it does hurt, I've had a wicked time. I've been trying to ride dirt jumps again, which is probably the worst thing I could do. And I went away with Deeks.
Yes.
Went away with Deeks on our staycation. We thought everyone's staying in this country instead of leaving because of the pandemic. They're unable to. Why not just follow all of them exactly and do the exact same thing as they do? So we went on a staycation. We went to Cornwall. We literally went for one night, dude. And we just sat in traffic all the way to Cornwall and then fiddled around at as many different spots as we could. And I have a video coming out soon. Part 1 will be on my YouTube and part 2 will be on the Deaconators.
Really? That's cool. Nice. So, how do you know spots down there? Have you been
Don't
before?
really. Deeks did some research. He's quite planny. And then I just sat in his van and went along for the ride. But there was zero. No, if I'm honest, there's zero planning from either of us. We're both idiots. And that's how I like a trip. You know, we didn't even have anywhere to stay. We just lay down on the beach. Literally.
Beautiful.
So it's fine. You forget that these things are possible, actually, sometimes. Being grown up, you tend to stay in hotels because other people are paying for them. But the reality is I probably did, nearly 2 decades of fucking lying on car parks and, So, it was wicked. It's good to do one.
Nice. It looks good, man. I seen you were on a ferry as well. Were you on a ferry?
Yeah, we went on one of those chain ferries.
Where did that go from and where to? What's that about?
It was Plymouth. I don't really know, if I'm completely honest. It's like, it's like, I've been on 2 chain ferries lately. One in Swanage and one in Plymouth. Interesting.
So it goes from Plymouth to Cornwall or what? I'm confused.
Let's look it up.
So I just figured if you went to Cornwall from your house, you'd just drive there. But then you were on a ferry, so I was just trying to figure out where it crossed and what it crossed.
I don't know if it's necessary or whether just Deeks wanted to do it. I don't actually. It's Tor Point Ferry. Right, I'm getting it up on maps. So it is just a shortcut because in Plymouth there's a big. I think it's called Anthony's Passage. No, it's called the Lyne River. But there is Anthony's Passage on there as well, which very mature of me.
Anthony's Passage, is it?
So we just got the chain ferry through Anthony's Passage. The River Tamar. I don't know what I'm on about. What was interesting though, dude, was went past. So in Plymouth, I didn't realise there's like giant navy base where they have all submarines there, and like.
Oh right, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they've got loads of submarines all lined up. If you look on Google Maps, and that, like obviously submarines have nuclear reactors, I believe. Have I made that up? I think they do.
I don't know. Submarines have. Yeah.
Dude, we're just learning stuff. We just learn stuff. Right, let's find out.
I'll tell you another quick fact about Plymouth while you Google it. World's smallest speedway track. There's a little speedway stadium just off the motorway on the way into Plymouth. Yeah, it's absolutely tiny. To the point where the riders don't actually stop turning. It's just one big turning circle. It's like basically a circle. Yeah, it's crazy. Really, really small. Always loads of crashes because it's tiny.
It's big. Where is Speedway big?
Poland? Or you mean in the UK?
In the UK, I was thinking, but...
Nowhere.
Nowhere. Is that your answer?
Yeah, basically. Now, it definitely used to be popular, but I think now it's definitely seems to have died off quite a little.
I feel like
Down
it's a bit
south,
of a
they don't have
coastal
it so
thing.
much.
That's what I was right. Okay.
A lot of northern stuff, Cardiff, not Cardiff, sorry, like Cumbria, a few places up there. Sheffield's a relatively big speedway stadium and scene. You've got Bellevue in Manchester. Yeah, they're around, but I think it's mainly northern.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
Might be wrong. Pool's a big one.
There you go. Yeah, I feel like it's coastal, but that's just because they're the only ones near me. That's the reality.
Yeah.
Okay,
maybe.
back to the show, dude.
Anyway.
Back to the facts. This is a fact-based show. So obviously, I actually was right. Submarines rely on nuclear power, because if you imagine how crap it would be being in a submarine with a diesel engine.
Ooh, very loud.
All like bubbles coming out. Maybe there are diesel submarines.
So they're powered by nuclear, are they?
Yeah. The nuclear reactor heats water to make steam that drives a turbine to turn the propeller. The same steam also provides steam for the boat's turbine generators. The source of electricity for all submarine systems, including oxygen makers. Of course, it makes sense. I mean, I wonder if there are submarines with diesel engines.
We've got a listener. Yeah, I used to have a submarine. No, we've got a listener. We've got a listener who works on a submarine who reaches out sometimes. So I can't remember the guy's name.
Submarine.
But please reach out. Like, let's get a guided tour sorted, like a video guided tour of the old submarine, shall we? We can play it on the show. That'd be pretty cool.
I guess they're pretty secret.
I guess depends. I mean, maybe it depends what he's doing. Unless he's like just fishing or something.
You're probably really stitching him up. He's just a coke smuggler.
Yeah. He's like giving you a guided tour. He's like, don't look at that bit.
There's the payload.
It's just weight.
Yeah.
Weight of bricks.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, we've definitely got one.
So that's it. There's a submarine base in Plymouth. There's loads of them there. And they've all got nuclear reactors on. So I guess you have to look after them. You can't just put them in an open-fronted garage, can you?
No, you can't. You can't just park it up in a barn.
Dock up next to the jet ski.
No, and that's where they are they? Plymouth. Interesting. Yeah. So where did you ride down south, like in Cornwall? What spots did you hit?
You're going to have to check out my video to see that. I'll be completely honest.
Will it be out by the time this podcast is out?
No, it definitely won't. I just downloaded the footage and I'm like, it takes me a long time to edit these things, dude. Not going to lie, it's not work. It isn't no work. I think the unedited version would be even worse, so...
yeah.
I hope.
I mean, speaking of good edits, man, Freedom Ride video.
Oh, brilliant, yeah.
Feature-length documentary movie was
fantastic.
Way better than anticipated. I had high expectations for Benny, but he superseded them.
Benny delivered. Once
Big
again.
Time.
And Alex. Of course.
Yeah, and Alex, of course. So good.
Yeah, fantastic.
And it seems to be doing well on the old YouTube as well, which is insane. Really cool.
Yeah, wicked.
Nice to see it doing well. People are hyped on it. Pink Bike covered it, which was really cool as well, I guess.
Yeah, that was rad, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, really sick.
Right, I'm going to go on it quick. Because I think a fun thing... I wonder... Pink Bike's normally, in my head, it's the home of bad comments. Like mean comments, nasty ones.
Oh, there's one on there.
Is there one on there?
Don't. Yeah, don't.
Is it not even a nice one?
No, we spoke about it now.
Do we have to do it now?
Yeah, I might have to edit this bit out.
Is it that bad, dude?
It's pretty bad.
I can't even find it.
You'll see it.
No, it's gone. Nothing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good
All
then.
positive.
Okay.
We can.
Right.
Or should we just edit this bit out?
Yeah, that's good. That's great that it's all positive. There was no comments on there that were nasty to people.
What was the nasty comment? Can you edit this bit out?
No, I'm not editing it out, so I'll tell you after.
Oh no! Someone said something about my big head. That's what it was, wasn't it?
Are you sure it's not on there?
No, it's not.
All right, that's good. Okay, that's funny. But yeah, anyway, it was sick to see that go out. Like, so many people watched it at the same time. It was
yeah,
beautiful.
good laugh.
Amazing, man. Stoked, hyped already for the next one. Already excited.
Hell yeah.
Already planning. What?
Of course, in other mountain biking news,
sorry,
we've got
man.
Red Bull
I'll be
Hardline.
honest with you. I shouldn't have taken pain pills in about 40 minutes ago because I feel like they're just starting to kick in.
That's good, mate.
So I'm going to be a little bit dozy for a little bit.
No
but I'll
worries.
be back. Don't worry.
All good. Right, so we got...
Yeah, Hardline,
yeah,
man. Let's
we had
talk
Hardline. Did you watch it? Yeah.
Yeah, I did watch it. Yeah, did you watch it?
Yeah, watched it, yeah.
Sick.
Fantastic,
Enjoyed it.
wasn't it? I did as well. And I really enjoyed the build-up as well. What an event. What an event.
I think even better that everyone made it through to finals.
Yeah. It was really
Don't
cool, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I honestly didn't actually know about the quali. I thought was just seeding for the finals order. I didn't realise that you couldn't not qualify.
Oh, I was under the impression that only the top 14 went through to the
You're
main.
probably right, but
Yeah, I think I am. And also I want to say, not only was it obviously a really good decision to cancel quali because the wind looked pretty gnarly.
yeah.
And having not really hit jumps that size very much in my life, I definitely wouldn't like to be a passenger of wind when you're hitting stuff like that.
No.
Have you had any major wind
I
experiences?
truly hate wind. I've had massive offs because of wind, and it just feels so pointless as well. And like you don't fall in a way that makes any sense. It's not like you know, if you fall on a jump because you're coming up too short or you're going too long, you're in a position where your momentum isn't in a weird direction. Whereas if your front starts going, you know, you're just like...
Nothing you can do about it either.
No, it's
eh?
just shit. You're just like stuck. You just get stuck. I hate that stuff. So, yeah it's always a consideration when you see... it's funny, actually, like riding with slopestyle contest riders, they're so used to riding in the wind. Like riding with like Sam Reynolds, for instance.
Yeah.
He's so good in the wind. Because we have wind up the trails sometimes, and I'll just be like, I'm not even interested. I'm like, nah. And then he'll just start flipping stuff. So flips, for instance, work well in the wind because of the...
Really?
Yeah, because of all your
head or tail?
Any kind of wind, basically. A flip. This is what Sam says anyway. A flip will just stick you on course. I guess it's such a momentum-based move that you don't... if you just did a big dead sailor, there's no energy in the bike. The bike's just weightless. So you can imagine if there's a side wind, you can imagine it taking you or doing something weird. Whereas in a flip, everything's so like... There's so much energy in one particular direction that... I don't know.
That does make sense.
Thought, yeah.
Yeah. That does make sense. That's interesting. And do you think he sort of like just flips it, or does he counteract it by like hitting a jump and going to the right a little bit so the wind brings you back over, or is it? There's
a bit of everything. Well, no, I do that. I definitely whip into wind if there is wind, and basically anything that you do, I think helps a bit in wind. So if it's a whip or if it's a flip or even if it's a spin, it kind of makes you... Your concentration and weight isn't on the wind and stopping from moving around in the wind. It's on that action kind of. I don't know if it makes any sense. There's like momentum in one direction, basically, is what I'm saying, I think. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Totally. No, it's interesting though, man. And I think obviously it was it was the best decision, cancel it for the win. What I really enjoyed about this year's Hardline was Reece Wilson's commentating.
He's awesome. Brilliant. He was really brilliant, wasn't he?
How good was he? Like full on rider perspective.
Dude.
Obviously, he's done it a few times. Arguably one of the best downhill riders on the planet at the moment.
And that is
the way he broke it all down
job.
was
that is not an
not
easy
at
job.
all.
And he did
I thought
excellent.
that straight away. Like he didn't stumble, didn't miss a beat. Always had an answer for anything Rob asked him. Like absolutely nailed it.
And I mean, he's alongside one of the
nailed
biggest personalities actually I've ever even met. Warner, and it's not easy to follow a guy like that, and I thought he was so I guess his role was like the analyst, so Warner's the lead and he's the analyst. I think that's in commentary terms what that would be, which I think is the same as like him and Claudio, for instance. Like I could be wrong, I can't remember, but Reece did amazing. It was well impressive. I really noticed that, and I saw a few a few like bits on social media saying it, and I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, he killed it, didn't he?
Yeah,
so good
yeah.
getting that rider perspective, and he picked up on so many like little things. I think I can't remember what rider it was, but someone, I think it might have been Craig Evans, actually just nicked the wheel coming into that one of those that funny little drop off, which was like, I think he described it as like dropping off a garage roof at some point towards the bottom of the track, and Reece spotted he just snagged his front wheel and it nearly got him over the bars. Like all these little things he was just picking up on were super interesting. So yeah, absolutely nailed it, and I think he made that event better than what even it usually is, I think, because you just getting that perspective of it, and also I don't know, it just made it seem a bit more legit, a bit more calculated maybe as well. I think I think a lot of people maybe watch that and think it's just a case of getting to the bottom, but he sort of really broke it down that you could see what riders were doing and how they were doing it and stuff. So
interesting, isn't it? Because that track really separates people, because there's like, it's a task just to get down it. So then in order to race down it, you can see when someone's like aggressive on a bike, and there's like a it's pretty obvious which people are like racing down it and which people are like fucking getting down it, and both are impressive, which is so sick, isn't it?
Yeah. There's a few things that I obviously really that I noticed that I really liked. I think the mix of athletes was brilliant. You had some slopestyle guys in there, some freeride guys, racers. I think it was a really like good mix of people. I know COVID probably threw a spanner in the works with a lot of people being there, but I think the riders that did do it like made it.
Yeah, definitely. I loved watching the build up, especially with Jono. Jono's such a great personality, and just watching him like. You really feel, for all of his triumphs, every time he hits a new feature, I'm always so stoked for him. It's wicked. He just puts that across really well, I think, for some reason, Jono. Obviously, he's a smart guy, but he's just very honest. I think that's what it is. There's no like bravado. He's just like, yeah, I'm really scared of this, or and then when he lands something and he's pleased, he's like outwardly pleased. There's no like being cool, which I think is sick.
And I think what's really cool as well is obviously knowing Jono a little bit better now, and people hopefully listen to the podcast will know as well. He's got a 9-to-5 job. This guy isn't all out racing bikes all the time. So I know there's a few guys there actually that have also got 9-to-5 jobs, but to just come away from working in the week and just go and do something like that, and no doubt it's Monday today and he's probably back at work like in a suit and tie, talking to bank people. It's just. Yeah, mind blowing.
There's a few standouts for me. I thought Gaetan was on a really fast run. He was one of the guys that I thought was really visually bombing, and he had an unlucky crash. And then I thought Josh Lowe was very impressive.
He was very impressive.
I thought he was very good. Just I think I went in and out of the live stream a tiny bit annoyingly because I had bad signal. I was actually at my grandparents'. I ended up sitting outside on the road in the rain watching this under a hedge.
But committed, dude.
Yeah, committed. I know. I was excited, and it didn't let down really. I mean, it's so weird. Literally within 5 miles or something of my house, I have 2 of the competitors, and then a lot of the others are my friends. So I always feel like you got a horse in the race watching. I don't know. I love watching these. Sure. I'm a big fan of the sport anyway, and then to have like all of these horses in the race is sick.
Do you get more pumped for hardline than you would a regular downhill race?
Do you know, it's the riding I find almost it's funny, dude, because I don't actually like the big features. I don't necessarily weirdly for me the big features are almost the bits that I would do. And then the rest of it, the racing lines, the technical aspects, they're kind of the bits that I actually find more impressive. So hardline for me is just a really, really well covered race. And obviously the drops are big and you can see they're big compressions. Like that new drop. I love that new drop because heavy landing, and then you can just see you're just in free fall after it. And that's what these dudes like.
And that left corner, just like the most funnest thing ever.
Yeah, just controlling chaos and then so sick. So I do really enjoy hardline. There's something really cool about watching it, but I wouldn't say I'd necessarily enjoy it more. I do love a good old fashioned World Cup. Like, I mean, Hardline's brilliant actually, because like we just said, it's such a feat just to get down the track and that whole build up. I feel like Red Bull do a really good job of covering like the build up now, or certainly just in general, people do a good job of covering the build up now, because it never used to be a thing, did it? You'd see the live show and that'd be it. Whereas now, half of Rampage
people want
is the build
more.
up.
They want more investment into it, though. They want to know about the characters, don't they?
Yeah.
And I think stuff like long form podcasting has probably helped that as well.
Mm.
That you know a little bit more about these athletes, where they come from, what the background is, why they're there. Even you got people like, I think it was Josh Lowe that got called up late, or maybe was that Joe Simpson? Can't remember. But again, Lewis Buchanan on an enduro bike. Like, you want to know about that stuff. You want to understand. Like, he's literally been called up last minute. He's got to drop a post on. It's pretty insane, really.
Yeah, it's almost a necessity now, isn't it? You can't just have that event like it used to be. I mean, to be honest, it used to actually just be an event, full stop, and then you might get a video further down the line with coverage of it. Whereas now it's the other way around. It's like,
you're right, especially with like the vlogs as well. I think they really help.
Yeah.
And I guess this goes back a little bit towards the Fest series debate that I guess we sort of sparked. Well, didn't spark, but we sort of took part in that. You want to know that, at the evenings, I'm like, right, when's Bren's video out? When's Bernard's video out? Lewis has put something out. Like, you want to know more of what's been going on through the day, through practice and stuff, and you're that much more invested when it comes to the live show, that you're like, no, I know these people now. I'm into it, and I want to know what happens.
A great example for me would be Drive to Survive, because I really only vaguely followed Formula One before I watched Drive to Survive, and then as soon as, because all it was a helmet bombing around a track, and even that didn't look that quick. It's not like that impressive. It's impressive, but it's not like a.
Yeah.
It's only until I know those people and I know who's inside the helmet and they're lining up. That's when I actually enjoyed watching it. And now I watch whole races. I'm completely stuck in. So
right.
Ultimately,
I think that's only going to benefit the sport, though, in general. I think, knowing more about these people,
for sure.
There's obviously certain athletes which are a lot better than others.
Yeah.
But
it's the human aspect, yeah.
It is, yeah, but just having that little bit more knowledge about people and stuff is just, it definitely makes it more fun. And I think Moto's done a great job of it as well. Look how many of the Moto guys have got a vlog. You've got Christian Craig's one's amazing, and all of those guys do Dean Wilson's one's hilarious. Like, you really get his personality coming across really good. Like, you get a feel for this kid and like what he's like, and you're rooting for him. Like, you
really root, don't you? More than you would before for the helmet and that action figure. The person. Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
Totally. What feature on Hardline scares you the most? I was thinking about this as I was watching it.
Weirdly, it's that fucking waterfall before the last section. That just looks death. And the rock section into the road gap. Horrible. That rock section to the road gap. You just know. In order to make all of those guys look like that down it, everyone just looks like they're cautiously going down it. They're not cautious dudes, none of them. They bomb down shit. That's what they do. And then it doesn't do it justice to how horrible it must actually be in real life. It's like,
for me, the last two jumps. I don't know why, but like Boner Log. That's probably okay, I guess. But then, like, the last jump where you're tired, like a lot of them were cranking at it, and it's like that. And it was a big pull as well to get over it, wasn't it? It's like a big, like, long and low. I think it was like 60 foot or something. Like, it's a fucking big jump to end on. After all that, after you've made it all the way down that track, then you've still got to jump those things. It's like,
that's it. Those for me are they're like a positive thing. So you're searching for more speed. I think that in the big features that I'm more scared of, it's interesting because like every single person is completely different to what they find creepy or scary or whatever. I think I'd find that after the metal ramp off that drop, I think I'd find that scary because I just imagine myself blasting to. If you
monitoring the speed for that, you mean?
Yeah, that's so shit. Doing that on anything, I hate that about any of the riding out in Utah and stuff where you're just like braking, second guessing yourself and then popping and then being like, oh well, you know, even though I've only gone 1 foot longer, that equates to 4 foot further down a landing, and then way more G's, and I could just imagine myself dying off that. Just going 6
it did
foot
look
long.
that did look super gnarly. That
Yeah.
where did it go before? It must have just turned right and gone back down the bank somewhere.
Yeah, it went.
Did it?
It went,
Can't
actually
remember.
went left around that drop because they're.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched someone's coverage had them going down the old line when it was too windy,
Okay.
and
got
then
it.
out onto the landing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's good. I tell you what, as well, the coverage was awesome. You know, we talked about Reese covering it really, really well with the commentary, but the drone stuff is fucking brilliant. If you ask me, I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little bit annoying, I'll be honest, when you're like, you just hear like that. But they did it with the first World Cup as well, where you could really see down down the straight, I think, wherever that first one was, with all the jumps on, and they followed the riders down there. And I thought the way that they're covering races now is like really elevated,
Isn't it?
it's
Really impressive.
really cool. Yeah, you get a really good like first eye view of how big the jumps are, you know, not just from one camera angle, because the drone's moving around. I think it's bloody awesome, to be honest. It's so cool that they've managed to pull that off.
It is.
You know?
Yeah. It's so like important now, isn't it? It is almost the point of the.
It's got me thinking about as well, like how Rampage is covered, because I'm pretty sure that's always just from stagnant camera angles. So now if they're going to start getting drones involved, I can't remember if they did it before, but
Well, they got helis
really,
there.
True, yeah, of course they've got helis
Helis
there,
and
okay.
long lenses, which really add
right
it make it
perspective to
terrifying
things as well.
You know, when you're there,
Yeah.
and that's like you've got to be quite a crazy person, I think, to have someone call your name like, okay, you drop in now, and then film you from a helicopter. You've got to be fairly stoked on the situation.
You've got to be confident in your own abilities.
Dude, that is not for me. That is the worst case scenario. That is.
Really?
I think fucking that's awful. Even if it was like, right, he's gonna pick his lunch from the meal deal section in M&S. Olly Wilkins, follow me as I walk across the fucking street into the co-op, into the M&S, going down the sandwich line, all different camera angles. Fucking what the fuck?
Jeez.
I'd fuck it up. I don't know how I'd fuck it up. I would. I'd walk out with like, I don't know, a pack of tampons and a step ladder.
Dickhead. So if you got the call, would you do it?
No.
Ultimately, really, yeah. Would you say no?
What to work? Where?
Hardline.
No. It's not my shit.
Really?
No, I wouldn't want to do that. It's all fucking pressure. It's too much. If I could go there and happily make my way down the course gently without anyone around, without the wrong people around, I'd love to. It's just fucking weird. I couldn't do that. I find that really impressive that those boys can do that.
Yeah. No, you're right. Like you say, a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Tell you what I was really impressed with, and Matt Hocknell.
Yeah, what a beast. There's so many of those characters, isn't there? Like,
there are so many of
wicked
those
to
characters,
see,
but that
yeah.
one, I'll be honest, that one came and I was messaging Jack, who's Matt's business partner at Merge Decals.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, like, what? Like, I knew Matt was really good on the bike. Obviously, he's a Hocknell. Like, they're a naturally gifted family. They're good at everything. I was like, how the fuck did this happen? And he was like, well,
beast.
I don't know. He just asked, I think.
He's up for it.
Or Warner asked him or something.
So sick.
And there he is. It's like, fuck. It's like, it feels like he's come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
There he is at Hardline. Like, what?
Nuts, isn't it?
So, yeah, super impressed with Hockers for that. Like, again, I mean, yeah, naturally talented rider, amazing on a bike. Same as Sam, his brother, Dave, whatever we call him.
Do you know what? We had a pretty good year as well in terms of incidents. I think I've had a few crashes, a few injuries, but nothing too wild, wasn't it?
Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's true.
Dog, do you mind if I go for a piss?
Interesting. No, go for it,
Dying here. I'm shaking.
mate. Enjoy. Enjoy. I'll just sit here eating grapes. But yeah, I just probably would just say again, quite nothing else to talk about. Well, I've always gone through a way that massive thank you again to everyone who's reached out. It's been a shit couple of weeks, I'll be honest with you. And if it wasn't for a lot of messages off people out there who listen to this podcast, have definitely made the weeks a little bit easier. It's been very, very nice to hear from certain people and showing concern and stuff, and hopefully you guys weren't too worried about me. I'm okay. But yeah, it was really, really cool just to see so many DMs offering kind words. So yeah, thank you. I know I've rehashing that, but honestly, from a guy who doesn't expect this stuff, it blows me away every time. So yeah, I was just saying thank you again for all the messages that people sent, because I didn't really know what else to talk about.
Not easy, is it? Shitty, lonely one. Do you know what was...
Don't go away, please, for the next few months, because I'd really struggle.
It made me laugh, actually, whilst we're on the Red Bull Hardline subject. I got a phone call. You know, like Red Hardline happened yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And it's 5 hours from my house. I got a phone call at 7:30, and there was a bloke stood outside my house with a baby and a dog, and he wanted to go for a walk, and it was Brendan. So this morning at 7:30, after, like, I just love how, like, you go from just, that's like such an extreme contrast, you know. And like, if you watched it, like, he's just walking through the woods with a backpack with a baby on, and with a dog that's just getting lost, and we're just walking along. You just think, fucking hell, that is so weird. What is life?
That is weird. Yeah, just straight back into it.
Yeah, he's so funny, he is. That didn't strike him as weird. That was just like, yeah, just finished a bit of work up in North Wales, actually. Yeah, it was yesterday, yeah. And now just, thought I'd take the dog for a walk and take the baby out.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's straight back down to reality.
It is funny, isn't it? I think Bernard's much the same. Brilliant. I think he's going to hospital today to get checked out. He
got banged up pretty hard, huh?
Like, really hard, yeah. So he's off to hospital. But just even that makes me laugh. You know, you go from like the live feed, and they're these action heroes in their
how did
full
you do
race
it then?
Kit. Yeah. And then,
how do you do it? Oh, I was just riding my bike. You might have seen it, actually. I mean, if you want to watch it, it's on Red Bull TV.
Straight into a waiting room.
A few million people saw it.
Get an X-ray. Yeah, nuts, isn't it?
Mate, fair play to him for taking the dub as well. You know, talking about pressure.
Mate,
it looks like he went in there pretty confident, but still, to hold that down.
For sure.
Pressure, last man down and everything, you know.
It's not really easy being that confident, is it? There's a price. That's hard. That is really hard, because with that, like, comes, with the extreme confidence also comes extreme self-doubt. No doubt. Self-doubt, no doubt.
Totally.
Yeah.
Self-doubt, no doubt. Yeah.
I've got my watches and listens. I want to get it in first because I feel like it might be the same as yours. So I want to try and get it in first.
Okay, go for it.
I've been watching the Olympics, dude. Boom!
Oh, nice. It's not the same.
Is it not?
No.
Nice, dude. I've really enjoyed the Olympic coverage. There's actually lots of great examples of, like, Reece Wilson, really great former Olympians that they get in to do commentary. There's some amazing people. There's amazing people out there that really put across the intricacies of a sport that maybe you don't know about. For instance, there was some dude, can't remember his name. He was a previous taekwondo medalist, and I was just like listening to him talk was so sick. And yeah, I think basically I just like people. I like listening to people who are good at stuff talk.
Yeah,
something rad about it. Yeah.
I've only caught a little bit so far. I watched the men's street skating yesterday.
Yeah, there you go.
I was just
That's
interested
weird,
in that. I think it is. Really interested in how those sports come across more than anything, especially skate, BMX, surf. Really, I've got the skate women's to watch because we've got that girl, haven't we? That's 13. Yeah. I think she's done really well, but no spoiler alert. But yeah, I think I'm interested in just catching some of it, dude. And unfortunately, I've got this injury, so I've got plenty of time on my hands. I feel like this is definitely a winter injury, though.
Your watching listening is going to be.
It's going to be good.
Point. Yeah.
It's going to be good. But yeah, I've been watching a little bit. I definitely want to watch more though. And like you say, watching sports that you don't really know anything about and like learning about it and getting people breaking it down is going to be really cool. I like watching diving as well and gymnastics and stuff.
Yeah. No, it is brilliant. I think there's something about it. Doesn't even have to be a sport that you even like, but when you see someone just trying that hard, and they've clearly been trying that hard,
all that work in.
Yeah, there's something really nice about it, isn't there? And when you see them, even like the failure is horrible to see, but then when you see someone really enjoy some success, it's fucking cool, isn't it? And the Olympics are a different thing, aren't they? I guess they're the one.
I like a spoiler. I think that one of the guys who won swimming apparently was the last to qualify, but then he won the actual.
Yeah, there you go.
event.
Yeah, underdog.
Stuff like that. Yeah,
I saw a dude
full
swimming.
underdog.
He had a tash. He's like fully shaven, and he had a tash. And they were like, "Yeah, he's shaving. He's shaving." They said he's shaving his tash off for finals, just so he knows he's got that little extra in the tank. I mean, that's insanity. He had like
That is insanity.
dude's just clean shaven. He looks like a seal. Honestly, like a seal, just completely smooth all over. Other than this little tash, not full
And that's his
dad tash.
0.1 of a second.
Yeah, it was in between a dad tash and an Adolf job. It's just sort of like mid range, and yeah, he's keeping that in the tank.
That's class. That's so funny.
Well, God, I think he won. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, well, just might as well for the purpose of this podcast.
win.
You know, we don't really have actual facts. Don't exist, really, do they? So.
This is 2 weeks of growth for me, by the way. I figured I'm not going to shave until I've walked to the end of the road and back.
Nice.
It's going to make me do it.
Nice.
So yeah, this is two weeks of growth, mate. Nothing here at all.
Yeah, the screen's
Dad just
so
keeps coming
pixelated
round and
that I
taking
can
the piss
see
out of me.
I can't see it, otherwise I probably would.
Oh man, even an HD 4K,
Really?
massive 56-inch screen, nothing. Yeah, nothing. Shit. It's really disappointing. Really let my family down with this.
I hear you, dude. I hear you. I always
Especially my dad's such a
wanted to have
werewolf.
fucking good facial hair.
Yeah,
Love the
tough. I
idea
don't
of having it
have
up to there. You ever seen dudes like that?
My dad has it up here.
Does he? That's sick. Imagine
Yeah,
shaving there.
No, if he doesn't shave, gets it all up here.
Incredible.
Anyway,
What a guy.
my watching. I think we've spoke a little bit about behind the scenes stuff, and for me, I got into NFL a few years ago, and it's similar to the Formula One stuff for me. Is that the behind the scenes is often way more interesting than watching the actual games, especially when you watch training footage and just how these guys live their life. I think they're such athletes that it's really interesting.
Yeah.
So I've been watching some of those again. Those sort of series are starting to spark up a little bit now as the NFL season gets closer. So you've got almost every team have got their own like mini documentary every week. So I've been like trying to catch up on those and see what teams are up to and stuff. So
Nice.
I've been doing that. But to be fair, man, I've been watching a lot of stuff. I couldn't even begin to tell you. I've been watching a lot of stuff. I've been enjoying the More Plates, More Dates YouTube channel is really good. I've been watching a lot of that. That's a guy who breaks down like movie, sort of like actors' testosterone or steroid use for movie roles.
Oh, really?
So
Interesting.
Yeah, so he'll take like Hugh Jackman in whatever film and be like, right, this is what I think he's done, and he breaks it all down, shows you how he looked first and then how he looks at the end. Yeah, so I've been enjoying watching a bunch of those. He's just an absolute wealth of knowledge as well.
Yeah,
so,
brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good. I reckon our watching listening is going to step up over the next few weeks.
Could do. Mine will, for sure.
Yeah, well, I'm going to try and come up with things that actually you can, because normally in everyday life you suggest something to watch. It's not like you're like, right, okay, I will watch that tonight. Whereas you can actually be like that. You can be like, cool.
Yeah.
I will put that
Plenty
in
of time
the, in
on my
the queue.
hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That is good in a way, isn't it?
What have you been listening to?
Listening to, I've got Lewis Parker, Rise.
Lewis Parker, Rise.
UK hip hop in there for you, old school UK hip hop. That's right.
Yeah, don't play it this time.
Yeah, I hear you, but dude, the room was very empty and very quiet, so I'm sorry that I played it. Did it?
I couldn't believe that I uploaded the YouTube and I'm like, fucking hell.
Did
It's
it
only
fuck
got
up
a copyright strike.
Did it do the same on Apple iTunes or whatever?
No, you're good with iTunes. You can play music
Sick, nice.
to an extent, you know.
Yeah.
Add to playlist. It's already in there, folks. Lewis Parker, Rise. It's already there.
Dude,
Mine's a little bit gone.
I need some music suggestions because I'm just going through my old ones, so I'd like to hear yours.
Oh, mine's not a new one, I'm afraid, but I'm just gonna.
No, it might be new to me though.
Probably won't. but we'll go for it. So ever since big picture of this, I really, really, really love music. Big music guy. And since we got these new Skull Candy headphones, actually not a sponsor drop, actually not, right? But it makes listening to music so much better because they're actually amazing quality. So I've been like really enjoying listening to old albums that I used to love when I was younger. So one of the first albums I ever bought was Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction.
There you go.
And I absolutely love this album. And in hospital especially, I had these headphones with me because Emma brought them down. And I was just going through old albums that I used to love. So I've been listening to some mainly that, to be honest. I love Appetite for Destruction. It's one of the best albums I think ever created. I've been watching like mini documentaries about the album as well, trying to learn more about it. And I just think that music can just be so much better when you've got good quality audio. And up until recently, I only had like iPhone headphones, which are great, but these are, proper noise cancelling.
Yeah.
You're immersed in it, like they're just amazing. And honestly, I absolutely love listening to music in them. Even podcasts, I enjoy listening to podcasts more because you're just in it, like there's no outside noise.
Yeah.
So
wicked.
these things have been on my head for like 2 weeks. No shit.
Rad.
So I've been doing that quite a lot. So
Sick.
Appetite for Destruction, if you've not heard it, I think there's a lot of value sometimes in listening to a full album, of just pressing play at the start and just going for it and just going along on a bit of a journey.
Hell yeah.
So painkillers are kicking in now, man. I'll be honest, I'm going on journeys, I'm seeing shit.
What are you on at the minute, by the way?
So right now I'm on tramadol, oxycodone, paracetamol, ibuprofen, and that's it for pain pills, I think. Yeah, and then I'm just taking laxatives.
So have you watched Oxycontin Express? That's a good. That's a good one to watch, actually. As a watch suggestion, it was like it was set in, I think, in Florida, and it was when they had those pain stores and they had no regulation. So basically it's as I'm sure you know, it's like a very strong opioid. So if you crush it, it's slow release, and if you crush it up and boil it or whatever, you can inject it, and it's like heroin. So basically they had like a heroin addiction epidemic in Florida, and all of these pain stores were just, you could walk down the street and just buy more and more and more and more. So then people were just doing that and selling it in the black market, or just doing that and being addicted. And it's well interesting. It's since changed.
These things are gnarly, man. Like the oxycodone I'm taking right now is the liquid one.
Yeah.
And I've already cut it down quite heavily because I spoke to the doctor last week and he was like, you need to keep an eye on it because this stuff can get quite addictive.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm going to start toning it down a little bit. But dude, like, even now after 2 weeks of taking it, I shit you not, if I shut my eyes now, I'd just go to sleep.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, if I fight it, I'm fine. But like, as soon as I have my pills, I'm just like, yeah, if I shut my eyes, man, I'd just sleep. It's crazy. But I have to fight it. I have to be doing something. So, hence why the podcast is going to be a pretty good thing. I think at least once a day, once a week, I can stay alive for the day.
Oh yeah, right.
Funny. So we got a quick one. A couple of things. First up, we have a sponsor for this episode, which I want to talk about really quick.
Yes, we do.
So we do have a sponsor for this episode. We're not going to be doing a giveaway, but we just want to talk about them because they're a really, really cool company. And I got a little prop, which is this. So this is the Worx 12-volt Powershare battery. And there's a fun fact with this, Ollie. This powers over 100 tools, which is sick. All from one battery. So what do they say? They say share batteries, what is it now? Share the battery, save the planet, I think.
There you go.
That's one of the taglines.
So
yeah, Worx have stepped in to support this episode, and I've been using Worx stuff for a while now. The Hydra Shot is amazing. You got one as well, right?
Dude, I'm trying to reach around, see how many tools within my seat I can grab, because I've got the Hydra Shot, and I've got that's amazing, and it's kind of bike related. I've also got the chainsaw just down here that I've used a lot of track building, just for like clearing dead wood and stacking it up, blah blah. And then I've got the impact driver, I've got the drill, dude. I've got the reciprocating saw. That all of them are based on the same batteries, and it's so I've never had that before. I've always had like this charger and then this charger. So annoying. So I can't. The Powershare system's really great. I'm a big fan of the Worx stuff.
Yeah, I've got the HydroShot, obviously. I've got the Strimmer, which we just used to do the garden with, and I have the new inflation, like the air inflation tool.
Have
I can't
you?
remember the name of it.
Yeah.
Really good though, man. Just throw that in the car, boom.
Yeah, I've heard
slip
that.
your battery in. Really good.
I was over at Sam Reynolds' house the other day, and he's also a Worx guy. He uses the Powershare system, and he's got loads of the same. Yeah. So yeah, big fan.
So thank you, Worx. If you want to find out more, worx-europe.com is the website. You can only buy Worx tools from specific outlets. So there's Toolstation, eBay, Amazon, Argos. But yeah, probably best just to use the website, and you can find everything and anything on there. Thank you, Worx. Appreciate you. It's always good. Cool company. I've also got. So we done this thing before when we looked at where people listened, right?
Yeah, that works.
So yeah, we got it
what
again.
I did?
All right.
Well, I was trying to just keep talking about.
Oh yeah.
As I said, that works.
I like that. Yeah, nice segue. That.
Yeah.
Nice segue. I tell you what, I did. I didn't prepare anything for this, but have you seen any of the Joe Rogan photoshops that have been happening?
Yeah, I'm amazed he posts some of them. He's just like, fuck it. He can't really does what he wants on there.
So he did the interview, didn't he, with Conor McGregor while he had a broken leg, and then people have been photoshopping him in different situations. Yeah. It's so funny.
The internet, man.
The internet. So I've got this one random photo which I found on the internet, and it just made me laugh. So I'm going to share that with you,
please,
right now. So you should be able to see it. I can't remember how we do this actually. Just bear with me. I think it's just loading, Ollie.
Thank you kindly.
It's just it's not actually working. So that's great. That's fantastic. Okay, here we go. There you go. I found that image, and it just really made me laugh because apparently it's in England. Liverpool, and it's for our audio listeners. I mean, could you describe that photo, Ollie?
So, for our audio listeners, there's two overweight gentlemen outside what looks like a terraced house. But just like litter and stuff everywhere. Are they beers on the... No, there's no beers actually. To be fair, I'm filling in the gaps there, aren't I?
There's a champagne flute, I think, on the side of
there is
hot tub.
Some
guy, or whatever it is.
Mate, that is brilliant.
And if you noticed as well, if you look in the window, there looks to be a pair of legs hanging down.
Oh, there is as well, yeah. That is funny. What a shot. That is good.
It's just a good photo,
It is fucking hot, isn't it? What's your house like in this heat?
Yeah, it's been warm. I think there's, again, not to keep banging on about the injury, man, but there's better times to do this injury. Yeah. And winter's probably one of them. I've been sweating my tits off sat in this house.
Horrible, isn't it? My flat's the same, yeah.
I had the fan on to sleep every night, just,
Yeah.
Yeah. Never thought about getting a paddling pool out the front of the house, though.
Just literally on the street, that is.
Just on the street. Not thought about doing that. Maybe that's one for next year.
Why not?
Get the lads round. Yeah, get a few beers in there and stuff, and just sit on the road.
Why not? Hey,
we'll see.
On the last episode of this, I actually fucked up and I didn't read loads of the listener questions. So I'm hoping that we.
Yeah, we got a few.
We
got a few.
I felt bad. I only saw it afterwards. I was just in.
Yeah.
You can imagine. I was just in like a. I was just in a panic. A state of panic the whole time.
I felt really bad actually because I don't have any notifications on my phone. Like I don't have anything. And then I opened WhatsApp and I just had a message off you saying, help, send questions. And I was like, I looked at the time, I was like, oh, thank God you've only just sent this message. So it could have been hours till I looked again.
There's just me in a room sweating, talking about my dick. Fucking, when's he going to send them? Jeez.
Oh man, I bought you a present the other day, which is going to turn up soon at your house.
No, you
hopefully.
didn't.
You'll enjoy it. I did.
Can't be buying
Yeah,
me
we'll have to get it
presents,
out for the next episode.
Done.
Okay, so we just do a quick where people are listening. So I think it's pretty cool. So here we go. Here's number one.
Wow, where's that?
So that is Ludvig Gilsovanto, and he is in Norrköping in Sweden.
Oh, there you go.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
That is
nice
wicked.
one.
Yeah, cool to see.
Yeah.
Wow, are we
I think it's
lucky?
always so sexy in how far this podcast goes. So this is a cool one as well. Cool. Here we go. So this is from Connor Lashnit.
Connor's out digging, dude.
Yeah, and that is a new trail he's just building in Okanogan.
Wow, he's having a good old-fashioned hoedown, isn't he?
Where's Okanogan?
In Okanogan. It's the Okanogan hoedown. No, it didn't really work.
Do you know where Okanogan is?
No, I don't, but I do want to go there because that rut looks good.
It is Okanogan. I'm just looking. It's in Washington.
It's
America.
where?
In Washington.
There you go.
Yeah, it looks nice actually.
Does look very good, yeah.
So we got that
what
one.
Is this this is like making me just feel jealous.
Yeah.
This is like a list of places we can't go at the moment.
This is cool because it's just got a dog in it, and I like dogs. This is Jace from Hub Cycle Works.
Jace is playing for keeps with the facial hair as well. You can get fucked with your facial hair, Davey. Jace is holding it down.
He brought the 8 game.
He really did, yeah.
And then last one. This one's kind of terrifying, but kind of cool at the same time.
I like this section. Right.
See, I don't know what's going on here. Don't have a name.
A carabiner. Is that a police badge?
There's a badge. There's a lot going on in this photo for me. There's a lot of computers.
Oh, I'd love to know what this is. Is this a police officer? Or is this?
There's nothing with this. So this guy used the submission form, which you can all use. Just go to the show description and you can submit some content. We want to see some videos though, man. That's what I want. I want videos. I want people showing where you're riding, what you're up to, submit a question. But this one just had one word on it and it just said track and wolf. That's all it said.
Track and wolf.
And I was like, track and wolf, huh?
The guy looks like he's got his hand on another guy's knee, and the other guy's wearing a waistcoat with a carabiner on.
Oh, good spot.
I feel like what we need to do is like in the movies where they go, enhance. But it looks like the guy in the background is in the dark, and the guy in the foreground is in uniform.
He's up to some dark arts, do you reckon?
I think maybe, I'm not entirely sure what's going on there, but I'd like to get to the bottom of it. Hopefully we can next week. I think
so. So whoever that is, please reach out. I want to have some context for that image, please.
Yeah.
Let's do a few listener questions.
Let's do a few listener questions, dude. I'm keen.
All right, let's see what we got. All right, first one. Right on cue. Chalky45. Mountain bike accident insurance. Thoughts, and do you have any?
What are your thoughts, dude? It doesn't really matter what I think.
Right now, I feel like I'm just missed out on about 15 grand payout. Yeah, 9 broken bones and 3 nights in hospital. I think that would have been a bit of a
I wonder what does it do? Does it? I wonder how it works. Surely it's just earnings loss.
I don't know how it works, man. I know back in the day I used to have that combined insurance that the guy used to come round to the motocross tracks all the time and sign you up. And I think it's one of those things with it, man. You get it, you never use it. You don't have it, you need it.
Yeah.
And I'm at a point, I think I probably need to get it. So if anyone's got any suggestions to who to reach out to, I mean, it'd be amazing if people don't have it. Maybe we could get a podcast sponsor that offers a discount for listeners. That'd be really sick. But we'll see if we can link that up. That'd be nice. Because I'd hate for someone to... I think, I'm relatively fortunate in this sense. I've got a business which is going to keep running. I'm okay. But if I was self-employed, which I know I am, but like, let's say I was a window cleaner, I'd be fucked for 8 weeks. Or if I did something like that where you only get paid for what you do, I'd be fucked. So yeah, definitely need to think about it. It's Chalky45. Thank you for making me think about it. What about you? Do you have any? Or
sport, isn't it? I tried to, but just They go through your medical records at one point, and then if you just have like a pre-existing injury on a limb, and it's just pointless.
Oh,
just went through all of my like different parts of my body, and it just ended up being pointless. I could like insure small, so like that's for like the proper insurance. For like travel insurance, I get that.
Yeah.
But I can't get insured without it being so much money,
right?
Because I've got lots of. Yeah, they're not a big deal, but they're just like
and stuff.
I've just got lots of.
I guess if you're an insurance company, you're gonna
Yes.
lean towards the fact you're gonna break an ankle again, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
you're gonna do something again too.
And it's annoying because it's just been spread out all over my body, so it's like everywhere you go, I've had something. So it's like they do a good job of getting out of it, insurance companies, don't they? You know, and that includes.
And I think that's the thing, right? You always feel like you're going to get scammed. That's for me.
Dude,
I mean,
tough.
Maybe that's just You always have to fight hard to get your money, and my brother's actually just going through it at the moment. So he broke his collarbone out on an enduro ride, and bless him, the NHS wouldn't operate, and his collarbone was annihilated. But for some reason they were like, nah, it'll heal itself, and he was like, definitely won't. So he went private. Paid for the operation, which I think was about $5,500. Then the insurance company are then not paying out because the NHS said that it would heal itself. Yeah. So he's just screwed for $5,500. Anyway,
that's a bugger, isn't it?
So they're always going to try and get out of it, no doubt. But if anyone's got any good ones, then feel free to send them over, because I'm definitely going to explore it and see if I can get some coverage.
Absolutely.
Although,
too right.
Again, I wouldn't have needed it for the last 20 years. So
let's get a sponsor. I'll be up for that. Can we make a podcast sponsor that actually affects my my health and well-being for the future?
Yeah,
that'd be great.
That would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what we can do.
Certainly, we got ones that clean my
off.
bikes, cut down trees, help me drill stuff in. But
clean bikes, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But for actual physical well-being, that's what we need, isn't it?
Yeah, I wonder if Worx do an insurance policy. They do everything else that you could possibly need.
Yeah, it could.
The advert still carries on.
They pay by the minute, right? So.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, let me just get a breath. Okay.
I quite like this. It's a slower pace of podcast. I quite enjoy it. It's nice.
Yeah, we are chill, aren't we?
Yeah, chilling, dude.
Might be like this for a few weeks, man.
No
So
problem.
Get used to it. At Ben Postlethwaite MTB. Favourite UK bike park?
What are you saying?
Question mark. It's got a question mark on it.
My favourite UK
Right now.
bike park, I'm just going to say, is Rogate Bike Park, dude, because it's down the road from me. I see how much fun all the local kids have. It's between Rogate and S4P Bike Park, and Rogate I think Sam does a great job at, so Rogate is.
Yeah. I'm going to say Rogate just because at the moment the feels are so high for Rogate.
Yes.
I'm feeling Rogate at the minute. I've never not had a bad day at Rogate.
Fantastic,
it's always been a
isn't it?
laugh. Yeah, it's been great. It's just fantastic.
There you go.
So there we go. At Tim Gosnold, sorry. How far do you think something like Hardline or Rampage can go before it's too far? Ooh, too far.
Interesting, isn't it? I mean, what's too far?
Too far.
So, Rampage, I guess it's easier to explain too far because it's just too big and too many. I guess what would be your term of measurement for too far? Would it be injuries sustained?
Yeah.
Because arguably,
I'd say so, but that's always going to happen, isn't it? So.
Yeah, and arguably, in which case, Hardline is perfect, brilliant.
Yeah, I feel like as well. I think the weekend was a good sort of gauge on these event organisers, Red Bull, whoever, aren't out to hurt people. You know, as soon as it was windy, it got cancelled. We've had multiple times where Rampage has been cancelled because of wind. I think when it goes too far is when event organisers are taking the live stream over rider safety.
Yeah.
I think that's when it won't go too far from athletes. I think it'll go too far from outside influence like sponsors and time constraints and live TV. And I think that's maybe the pressure if the sport continues to grow like it is and it's on I don't know, let's say Hardline was on the BBC, you guarantee that they're probably going to be trying to push it through to make sure it happens at the correct times, even if it's not safe.
It fucking makes you wonder, doesn't it? Because it ultimately,
I mean, that's the only thing I can
prize
think
money
of.
for Hardline was like, how would the race be altered if the prize money for Hardline was £3 million? What would we have seen a different race to what we saw? Would we have seen more crashes? So then, just if you add more money, it's an interesting thought, isn't it? I wonder.
It's interesting, and that I guess goes with everything, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Like if you add more money, more sponsors, more outside influence, more opportunity, how much harder do riders go? Interesting thought.
I mean, you would have, yeah. I actually don't know, dude, because I actually have no idea what is too far. But
No.
yeah,
I think all the athletes are really good at gauging their own.
yeah.
What's it called? Talent, and they're not going to go too crazy.
No.
Who knows?
Hard track to race
Okay.
down, isn't it? I don't know. Too far is too fast, almost, isn't it? So yeah, I don't know.
At Lewis Craig always steps in with a good question. Should downhill or slopestyle be in the Olympics?
This is a very good question.
Mate, it is. I think especially, I mean, you touched on that a little bit on the last episode. It should definitely be at X Games, 100%. Especially after that shit show of the mini bike thing that they did. I think you touched on that a little bit. That was silly. That was just a goof, right? That was not even a thing. Like, what are we doing? You know, that's just not cool. In my opinion, personal opinion, that's not cool.
Yeah, well, I'd agree. I mean, it's all fun, but it's like there are
something as big as mountain biking.
Yeah, exactly. And
especially when they've just proven with the real
stuff.
stuff, right? Surely the real stuff killed it, right? The most views they've ever had with a real MTB segment, and yet it's not actually an X Games.
See, I think the Olympics are a different thing. I don't really know. I had this conversation with my brother yesterday, actually, and we didn't both agree on it at all. Like, I don't know if
what would you say?
What for? Whether it would be good for the sport.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if it's so. Let's just take skateboarding as an example. I don't know if I feel as though it's nuanced and.
I'm just going to plug my laptop in. Keep going.
I don't know. I feel like fuck. I don't have my words lined up. To me, the sport would have to change, or the sport might change too much. I just don't think. For me, I watched the skateboard and it just felt a bit weird. It felt like this is going on. This is like falling on deaf ears almost. It's not to say it's not like it's bad for the sport at all, but you can see how it might be bad for the sport, right? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If there's two guys
in
each country that get to do this mass mainstream event, and then they're worth all this extra money, but then they're not allowed to promote their actual sponsors, and then I don't know if it's good. And then the final result is a load of people that aren't going to buy skateboard products watching a sport that hasn't really been helped by a lot of I don't.
That's an interesting observation, man. A really interesting observation is that, like you said, they're not representing their outside sponsors.
No.
It all seems a little bit dumbed down.
I don't know.
Don't quite know how I feel about it.
No, and then skating for me as well is like, it's so it's its own thing.
I feel like the skateboard world will be extremely divided on this.
Yeah.
And I'm not in
Actually,
skating.
what did I see?
Like, I feel like it'd be certain people will be super into it, contest skaters, but the actual street skaters that live out on the street, not live on the streets, but you know what I mean, that literally spend all the day riding street, probably won't be into it. Skateboarding is a crime, not an Olympic sport. Amazing.
I thought that was rad.
Yeah, that's really
But
cool.
I don't know
Good
where I
t-shirt.
sit on it. I mean, it can be good and it can be bad,
Yeah.
I guess, which doesn't really help at all. I imagine slopestyle having to look a little bit. Fuck. I think that is one of the best questions you could ask, because I have a real clear picture in my head, but I can't put across why I feel like it might be bad. What are your thoughts? Let's just take slopestyle. Put slopestyle in, and it becomes an Olympic sport. Mountain bike slopestyle.
Yeah, hell of a spectacle for anyone outside looking at it for the first time. Hell of a spectacle. Does it boost the industry? That's the thing, and that's ultimately what you're looking for, right? You're looking for that industry boost. I feel like it kind of wouldn't, because it's almost one of those sports that's so far out of your, like, you wouldn't just buy a mountain bike and try slopestyle. No. Whereas I can see why road cycling obviously always gets a bit of a boost after the Olympics, because people go, oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll buy a road bike from Halfords tomorrow, and I can get out and give that a go. I can do that. Can you go and hit dirt jumps and do 360 flips and stuff? No. I don't know, man. I'm so torn on the whole thing. There must be more reason why it's not an Olympic sport, because it must have come up at some point. Like, there must have been a conversation that, you know, when you look at downhill especially, you've got downhill skiing in there. So I always think that the summer Olympics should sort of, in a way, like, replicate Winter Olympics, and they're all sort of, there's a winter version of everything almost. So yeah, why would downhill not be in? It's like, you know, Formula One of mountain biking.
I think they're racing against the clock, so it feels way more like an Olympic sport. See, I think I have feelings mixed in about what it takes to be an Olympic sport as well. Like, I actually don't really like. I like that judged sports like skateboarding, slopestyle, surfing. I feel like it's too complicated to just transfer to an uneducated. I feel, you know, imagine like an opposite spin on opposite truck driver explaining that to like public, or I don't know, something about judged events is a bit annoying in the Olympics.
I think I liked that in the skateboarding that they did do a best trick. I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't expect that. I thought it would literally just be comp runs. It's like, oh, that's pretty cool. They're doing best trick.
Yeah, I'm so mixed, because also
makes it
does
relatively
really
easy for people to understand,
sport, doesn't it? It really does, like, say, your sport is legit.
I think we come back to this. I want to think about it a bit longer.
I do. I don't feel like I've got a fully formed opinion on it. I've got the start.
I'd like to hear in the comments too. Like, let's see in the comments, what do people think? Should downhill or slopestyle be in the Olympics?
Yeah. Cross country makes sense to me, again.
Yeah, easy to participate in as well.
Yeah.
Easy-ish. Easier. Everyone's got some local woods.
It is weird
buy
that
a cheap bike.
People can't have their sponsors, but they kind of can, but they can't, if you know what I mean. Like, you can't have any energy drink helmets, but then your bikes, you don't have to cover up the logos. Certain things aren't that good for the actual companies themselves. And basketball, for instance, there's a 3-on-3 thing that they've added in there. I have no idea why. That pisses me off personally. I don't know why you're making a. Well, that's like mini bike. That's like having fucking one.
It's like making a new sport.
110s in the X Games. Basketball is amazing. You don't need to, like, the fucking. They have a smaller ball. What are we doing here? Why does it have a smaller ball?
Really?
What is this shit? Yeah, but then that's because I like basketball, I guess. Yeah. So
are they special teams as well, or are they like just 3 people out of, let's say, Team GB that played 3-on-3 as well, or is it a special? Is it an actual thing?
Well, no, it's not.
Is it really?
This is it becoming a thing in the Olympics. I mean, you play half court, so all half court basketball means you can get 2 games of 3-on-3 on a full size court. So then one team, let's say, gets a rebound, they have to take it outside the 3-point line, and then they can shoot or attack the basket, whereas otherwise they'd be running the other end of the court. So that's all it is like a type of basketball that everyone who's played basketball has played. But then to change the size of the ball is like,
it makes no sense.
What are you doing? I don't know.
Interesting. But the real basketball is also in the Olympics, right?
So
it's
just like
indeed,
a subcategory. It's not like a replacement.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen France beat America, right?
Yeah,
which is pretty big.
What my brother said was it was like what beach volleyball is to normal volleyball. They're trying to create.
Right.
So they're trying to create this kind of, I guess it's an accessible offshoot of a main sport. But then why
Right.
change the size of the ball, dude? It's so
Yeah,
weird.
I mean, what's more accessible than basketball? Like, surely if you've got a basketball court, play full-size basketball, you don't need a half court.
Yeah.
Do you?
God, the
Maybe you do.
Olympics.
I don't know.
What a great topic. Big thanks for the question. Appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. Couple more, because to be honest, I can't get my laptop to charge, and I'm only on 5%.
Mate, all good.
So we'll do a couple
Let's
more.
do this till the buzzer. I'll close it out if you want. You
Okay.
can literally just flatline and
Just
faint.
go. At Bloat Boys, if someone is losing weight, how often should they adjust their suspension with weight loss?
If someone is losing weight, how often should they?
Yeah. I mean, I'm arguably the worst person to ask about this because I barely touch anything. Put it in the middle.
Yeah, I guess
Leave
it's
it.
not hard to if you're talking about an air shock. I guess it's not hard to just sort of like check your sag. If you're talking about a rear shock, just check your sag every ride. It's not a bad idea. It's not like a lot of effort anyway.
No.
It's a good point. I hadn't thought about it.
No. Me either. I've never had that issue.
No.
Yeah. Might do. Especially through winter, man. I'm going to get jacked through winter. Don't like that I've managed to hurt myself. I need to be stronger.
There you go.
That's what my brain's doing anyway. I'm like, well, if I was just way more
Work
jacked, I
out
might
just
get
specific rib exercises.
Yeah, just all core. Just going to get a massive core. It's like Vin Diesel core and Tom Pidcock arms. Couple more. At Istim, what was the Carey Hart backflip moment of mountain biking? Ooh, that's a good
That's
one.
a really good
That
one.
dude, I've shared that the other day. So it's just so sick to see again. 21 years ago, Carey Hart did the first
That was
moto
unreal,
backflip.
that. How long ago
Mate,
was
I
it?
remember where I was at 21 years.
Oh no, we're old, dude. Oh no.
I had the poster in my bedroom of it, and it was signed by Tim Fuzzy Hall. It wasn't even signed by Carey Hart. It was signed by Tim Fuzzy Hall, the
Baby
BMXer
stoked.
from Bike Live.
Wicked. Fuck, the X Games were big then, eh? Ooh.
Holy, yeah. Was that X Games or was that? I think he did it in the Dew Tour.
I think you're right. Or Gravity Games.
Oh, Gravity Games.
I feel like
one
it
of them.
might have been Gravity Games. Oh, who knows anyway.
Yeah, but I don't really know what the
X
moment
Games,
like
Carey
that has
Hart
been.
backflip. I actually want to
don't
know
think it
now
was X
because it that was a big moment, wasn't it?
Huge. And it's funny listening to it, especially when you've just watched as well, like X Games Moto from this year and how many flip combinations are in there, double flips, seat grab flips, front flips, that how the commentators back then thought this thing was just almost impossible to flip a motocross bike. And I dare anybody who has ever considered or has never sat on a motocross bike, go to a bike shop, sit on a motocross bike and consider putting that above your head.
Dude.
It is insane.
I'm actually finding it quite hard to find where this is because it now says the first person to backflip a dirt bike was Mike Metzger. But Carey Hart was first in competition, was it? Or
That's right. I think Metzger did one in his compound. I remember seeing that footage. Typical vest on sort of vibe. Echo vest.
wow.
Yeah.
I can't find it anyway.
I'm sure it was Gravity Games. I'm sure, man.
There you go.
Sure. Just do one more.
Yeah, let's do it.
Try and find a good one. See what we got. There's quite a lot again. Oh, what happened to... Actually, it's a good one. What happened to Brent's trousers? He said his trousers fell down.
Yeah. He had his gloves tucked in or something. So anyway, where his gloves were tucked in up top, where they were obviously waiting, he's unpoppered the top latch bit, and then just the flies are still done up. And they're kind of when you have your I've actually done it a load of times, to be honest, on my shorts and stuff as well, where you just have like the tension of the zip almost holding your trousers up and you forget about that top bit. So he had that, and then he came out of the gate and the flies just drop, and then he's like fighting. I honestly noticed into one section his knees, like he's moving his knees around to try and like wriggle them up a bit. So
Really?
funny, yeah.
We have to rewatch that. That's hilarious. I didn't notice it myself. It's only when I saw his YouTube come up and it said like with my pants down.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Imagine how nerve-wracking it is being at the top of that for the top of the run.
No, mate. Yeesh. No. All right, last one. Razza Razoo. Top 3 most wanted pieces of farming or garden machinery. Great question. I mean, it really is a great question. It's something that I often consider, actually. What farming equipment I'd most like to own. Definitely going to say, for me, tractor. So sick just to be able to drive around in a tractor. We used to go to a local pub back in the day, and a bloke used to come and get absolutely shit-faced drunk and drive home in a tractor. Yeah. It was bloody hilarious. Definitely a tractor. Garden.
I don't know if it counts. I kind of feel like it does, but I would say a Unimog is really up there for me.
Oh, really? What's that?
It's a Mercedes forestry truck, like a lorry, but an off-road lorry. There's some of the I love an old Unimog would be so sick. What was another one I was actually going to get? This is sad because it's just
It's basically, can you just look at your eBay history,
mate? It's so stupid. Honestly, 100% that this is the sort of shite that I look at. Obviously, I'm a mule owner. Big fan of mules.
I'd like a mule. I'd go for a mule. That'd be number 2.
I've been in my mule today, dude, and it's a fantastic thing. Yeah, been in my mule today.
You know what else I'd add to that? I don't know if it's farming technically, but one of those massive fuck off quads that they have, like 4-wheel drive that can tow and
Big Red,
like really, like nice, Big Red,
yeah,
exactly.
Nice.
I reckon I'd go one of those. That's my.
So
three.
I would have an Argo Cat. I'd have a Unimog and Argo Cat, and a. Let me just fucking think. There's got to be something really industrial with a winch and stuff. But check out an Argo Cat. You're unable. You're about to run out of battery, aren't you?
Yeah, I can look at a quick Argo Cat though.
You can picture an Argo Cat being quite brilliant, can't you?
Wow, 8 wheels.
Yeah, you can get 6. You can get 8.
Amphibious. Yeah. That's pretty.
I'd like
cool.
an Argo
the old
Cat.
Argo Cat.
And I'd quite like a Pinzauger. Here's the problem: I'm quite into this old shite, so I could probably really bang on about nothing.
I'm just like the most basic shit. I'm like tractor, mule, quad, and you've got all of the terminology down and everything.
Yeah, but you can't help it. If you're into this shit, you can't help it, can you? I don't.
No, I guess.
I'll have a Mule 2510, 1998. An Argo Cat 8x8, if possible. Late 90s. I prefer the look of the late 90s.
Hey, you've still got the jet ski, or is it gone
Still
yet?
got it, dude. The guy who's buying it off me, or was going to buy it off me, is not home yet. So, he's away at the minute. I'll keep you informed on the jet ski. You're going to go for it? I might just sell it, yeah. I just want it gone. It's just going to get nicked otherwise, isn't it, you know? And the mule's working.
Let me know, I'm ready to go with my 700 quid. I'm ready to go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course, we're meant to be doing that. Okay, well, as soon as I
700 quid investment.
I've got
new hobby.
I've got a real good one. I'll speak to you about after this. That might be happening. Another vehicle. I fucking love buying shit vehicles. Can't get enough of it. Should we wrap it up, dog?
Yeah, man, it's been a pleasure again. Sleep. Thank you, everyone, for sticking by and waiting while I got a little bit better. We're not 100%. We're running at a solid 45-50% at the moment, but we'll be
stoked to have you along. And I can get used to this sort of Michael Jackson style of speaking that you got going on. I'm not mad at it. I like the laugh. I like the soft tone. I'm into it.
Dulcet tones. Yeah, man, there's not much expression at the moment in my voice. I'll be honest. We're just staying at monotone and we'll just not make anything stick in.
Killing it, dude. Killing it, dude.
All right. It's been emotional, folks. Thank you ever so much again. If you have enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow Olly's channel. Follow our stuff. Check out Worx. And just keep it real. And thank you, everyone, again. Enjoy your life, and we'll speak to you soon.
Speak to you next week. Cheers, gang.
Peace.